everybody, welcome back. My name is Chef Rob. We are going to make some spring lemon blueberry scones with a lemon glaze on it. Perfect for spring. Spring weather is here. So we're going to start with our dry ingredients first. We're going to take 2 cups of the all-purpose flour. Make sure they're nice and full, and then just kind of level it off, just like that. And then we are going to take 6 tablespoons of the sugar. Don't jip on the sugar because it really will matter with the moisture and the texture. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's throw that all in there. Now for our dry ingredients, we're going to also add 2.5 teaspoons of the baking powder. So if you just level it off against the wall of the cup. And now a half. We're going to put in a half a teaspoon of salt, and that will bring out the lemon and the blueberry in this. And also we have vanilla going in later, but that will bring out that flavor as well. So a half teaspoon. Now we want 1 tablespoon of the lemon zest. So usually about 1 medium lemon would be perfect for it. And this would be great right here. I'm just going to slide this right over using this grater right here. Get it all. Try not to get too much into the white. It can be a little bit bitter. And about 1 tablespoon is perfect for this. And then we're going to put in some really cold butter. I actually threw the stick of butter into the freezer, so that way it grates really easily. I'm going to use a box grater for that one. And with the lemon and the blueberry coming together in this recipe, you really get to taste the different spring flavors. Lemon and blueberries just go really well together. If you are not a blueberry fan, you could change this around to raspberries or even blackberry scones. This will work well in this one. Okay, just kind of tap everything off. And then I don't want to lose any of this, so I kind of take out my cutting board. Just kind of brush everything right in. Get all that lemon zest. And now I have just about a frozen stick of butter. So what I'm going to do with that is just peel that and put it on the box grater. That will actually make it easier to kind of grate, and you want to get it to nice coarse crumbs. Always check your butter for freshness. If it's 1 shade of yellow, nice light yellow, it's very fresh. If it has little spots in there, it is starting to get old. So I'm just going to take the side of the grater, and you just shave it right in there, and it just makes kind of getting the coarse crumbs really easy. Kind of looks like a little Parmesan cheese in there as you're doing this. Now you can use a pastry cutter, you can use a fork, or you can use your fingertips to kind of mix this all in. But it just takes a few minutes. These are really delicious. You will make these all spring, all summer. Just be careful of your fingers at the very end with the butter, but having it frozen makes it go a lot quicker. Make sure you kind of go in the inside of the grater, just in case anything's stuck on here. Okay, and you just drop it right in. I'm just going to take another glove. Right, it looks like some cheese in there. So you just kind of toss this around really lightly. Make sure all those ingredients get mixed in there. This is going to cook in a 400 oven, and it'll take about 15 minutes. Maybe a couple more minutes, but always keep an eye on it that they don't get too cooked too quickly. Okay. So by grating it, look, this is coarse crumbs and it's all mixed right now. So what I want to do with this, because I want to keep this really cold, I don't want that butter to kind of get soft and you know, could be warm in the home. So put it in the refrigerator or even the freezer just for a few minutes while you are doing the wet ingredients. So let's add our cream. Use a heavy whipping cream for this. Really makes a difference. I'm going to use a half a cup, and then I'm just going to reserve a little bit for brushing, but definitely the half cup, and then maybe a tablespoon or two for the brushing right on top. Okay, so let's pour this into our smaller bowl. And we're going to put one large egg in. Just crack that right in there. And now we want to add our vanilla extract, 1.5 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. So here is our 1 and our half. Mix that. Just going to take a little wire whisk just to kind of beat the egg yolk and get the cream and the vanilla all mixed well together. Now what I want to do is I just took out my dry ingredients out of the refrigerator just to keep that butter nice and cold. Now I'm just going to kind of drizzle this all over the dough. Now let's just mix this up. Get it nice and combined. Okay, and we have some blueberries that we're going to add to this. So we're going to add about 1 cup of blueberries. A little bit more would be fine with it. If you are using frozen blueberries, don't defrost them because otherwise your batter turns really a purplish color. It still tastes the same, but it just doesn't look as good. So I'm going to take that 1 cup of blueberries, add them in here, and now just kind of gently fold it in here. Okay, so this dough is nice and thick. There's a little bit of flour on the bottom, but I'm going to go in with my hands in a second. I want to take a little bit of flour and just dust my working surface. Anything that you have on your spatula, make sure you get off because you definitely don't want to lose any of that. And now I'm just going to kind of grab it from the bottom, and this is a very kind of heavy, wet, sticky dough. And I'm going to put this onto the flour now. And then we're going to just kind of roll this and get this into about an 8-inch disc. If it seems like it might be just a little dry, you could just take about a tablespoon or so of the heavy cream, add it to it, and it will just kind of finish this dough off, make it nice and moist. Just make sure all the ingredients are in here really, really well. Just kind of knead it maybe like 5, 6, 7 times, and that would be fine. And then just kind of make it into like a nice ball, just like this. Really nice and high. And then you kind of just pat it down. And then have about an 8-inch disc, just about. So it should be pretty thick, pretty high, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to cut these. Cut them into like little triangles. Find that to be the easiest. I'm just going to cut this dough. This dough being really cold will work really well now, so you really don't have to wait for anything. You can see the inside. Your knife comes out pretty clean, so nothing's really sticking to it. Okay. Again, this goes in a 400 oven for about 15 minutes, maybe a few more. So I'm going to cut this into 8 wedges. Like that. Make sure you spread them out. I am putting these on a silicone baking mat, or you can use parchment paper. I find 8 on these for the scones to be just perfect, a perfect size for a breakfast, brunch. Leave that on there. Now we'll cut our other 4. And then we're just going to brush the top with just a little bit of cream. Perfect. Now, just a dab of the cream. We have a little extra left in our bowl right here. So just kind of give that a little brush right there. And if you wanted to put a little bit of coarse sugar on here, like the turbinado, the raw sugar, if you like that little crunch on there, that would be fine. If you just want to put a little sprinkling of regular sugar, that would be fine as well. Okay, and just very lightly brush the tops of these. They're going to look really pretty coming out of the oven. Just a quick little sprinkling of either the regular sugar, turbinado sugar. So these will go in the refrigerator if you have room for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to bake them in a 400 oven for about 22, 23, 24 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. I like to check mine around the 18 to 20 minutes. Just think everybody's oven is a little bit different. Okay, so we'll see how these come out. Let's make our very simple lemon glaze. We're just going to take a half cup of the powdered sugar. And then I need 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. This is a medium lemon, so this will be just about perfect for this. Just squeeze it through your fingers so you catch any pits. And then we're just going to whisk this up into a nice glaze. And then the other half of the lemon. And this can actually get poured on the scones when they are warm. So it gives it kind of a really nice glaze to it. Let's just whisk this up. Perfect. Should have a little bit of a thick consistency, just so it stays on to the scone itself. Okay, so we'll put this on when the scones are. Okay, so these scones took 22 minutes. They're nice and cool. I gave them about 5 minutes just to cool. So what I'm going to do is now place these on the platter, and then we can put some glaze on all of them or just some of them. Depends on if you like it a little bit sweet. That really lemon glaze on here is really good. Okay, just like that. You can always put fresh berries around to really decorate it. And now just kind of a light drizzle just like this, and they will be absolutely delicious. These freeze excellent, but they probably won't make it to the freezer. So everybody, I hope you'll make these with your family and friends. These are really delicious, perfect for spring and summer. Lemons and blueberry go really well together. If you wanted to use strawberries, blackberries, raspberries would work really well too. Enjoy your spring. Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down?